Hello my lovely people, welcome back to my channel. I greet you according to your time and the time you are seeing this video. We are still on the gist from the palace of Ooni of Ife. Happy Christmas to you all. I wish you a happy Christmas. So guys, information reaching us right now is that Ooni of Ife have slammed some of these elders and warned them seriously to stay off his family affairs. According to the information, they said the king have made it clear to some of these elders, especially those of them whom he is marrying their niece or their sisters. And why he want these people to stay off his marriage and family affair is because they are instigating his wives, teaching them some of the traditions that if they stand on it, that the king cannot send them out of the palace. But these people fail to understand that Ooni of Ife is the king, and whatever he says stands. In as much as these elders don't want their niece or their sisters to be away from the palace, so that their main reason of giving them to the king to marry will not be altered, because we do know that they did not send their niece to the king to marry because they love the king or because there is any good relationship between them. But the main reason they send them there is to be getting the royal revenue and to be monitoring the king. And will I say also to make sure that they frustrate the king. Because come to think of it, some of these elders know how important it is for Prince Tadenikawo to grow up in the palace. But they are fighting it because instigating their sisters to stay back in the palace and Queen Naomi not coming back, it simply means that they don't want Prince Tadenikawo to return back to the king, knowing fully well that he is the only son of the king. It simply means that they don't have the interest of the king at heart, but rather they are there for their selfish and reasons. So the king have told them that, look, if you think you will send your niece to me in order to be in your own house to monitor or manipulate my own house, it is never going to happen. I married all of these women. I am their husband. And whatever I say stands. It is obvious to me that you guys don't want my son to return back to the palace. But after everything, it is the same set of people, these elders, who will still come out to mock the king that he doesn't have a son, or that his heir apparent has been out there being raised by another person. You see? Because there is this other fraction, because it is beginning to look like there are several fractions of elders as well as the wives over this leaving the palace and not leaving the palace. Tadenikawo returning back to the palace and Tadenikawo not returning back to the palace. They say the funny part of it is that some elders have told the king that, look, it's high time you bring back your son to the palace, or give us another son. But you see this group that insists that the wives must stay back in the palace, they are the same people who will not support the fraction who said that the king must bring back Prince Tadenikawo. The reason why they will not support the fraction is that they know that for Prince Tadenikawo to return back to the palace, that Queen Naomi needs to come back. Yes. And we know that for Queen Naomi to come back, the wives must leave the palace, because that is Queen Naomi's terms and rules. See, let me tell you, God is working for Queen Naomi. God is seriously working for that lady. Seriously. Because all this thing that is going on, she is not the one that is started them. It is God who is using these elders to fight his battle. And right now, God have also opened the eyes of the king to understand clearly what is happening. And this faction that insisted that his son must return back to the palace, God is also using them. Because if not, they will all keep quiet. And Prince Tadenikawo will be out there the wives will be in the palace, enjoying the palace, while the real owner of the palace will be out there. So right now they said the king have made it clear to all the elders, especially those of as a matter of fact, they said he called them out by their names and suspended them from being his elders, as in elders in council, to being as in for having meeting with him, coming closer to him, because we do know that the more they come closer to him, the more they monitor him, the more they know the next thing to talk to their his wives. So he have made it clear that since their mission is to work with his wives against him, that they will lie low for now. They will no longer work for him as his elders, because he no longer understand their work in the palace. And that is why he have made it clear to them that, look, oh, if you think you can bring your niece and your sisters to me in order to monitor my home from your own house, it is never going to happen. After all, I have never for once involved myself in your family matters, and you won't tell me that you don't have problems in your own families unless you bring out the case here. And for the fact that I have not called on you to come and interfere on what is going on between me and my wives, you have no right whatsoever to come and dictate what happens in my home. And that is what it is exactly. And those elders teaching the wives the tradition, how the king have the right and how he doesn't have any right to send them out, have they forgotten that the king is the king, the Onirisha, who have the power to even amend those customs, who have the right to put it in a way that it will even favor him. But the wives are making mistake. But right now we heard that the king have made it clear to them that it's either you obey my instructions or you call those your elders, those your brothers, the elders that are fighting me, to come the same way they implanted you into my life to monitor to monitor me and my family. We are going to dissolve the marriage amicably, and everyone will go his or her own way. That if they think it is going to be like Queen Naomi's own, it is never going to be like that, because Queen Naomi have what is so precious to the king. One is that the king loves Queen Naomi so dearly. Two is that Queen Naomi have a son for the king, and his only son at that. Although some people will come to my comment section to tell me that the king have another son, with another twin boys and all of that. I've never heard of that one. What I heard about the twin is that they belong to Ooni's brother. I don't know how true it is, yeah. So right now, the king have made his decision, and his decision is that the wives must leave, and the elders who are instigating them to come back, he suspended all of them at the moment. So guys, I just thought I should come and share it with you. Don't forget that they're all alleged information, okay? Always bear that in mind. I do not live in the palace, so always remember that. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you are yet to subscribe. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for your support. Give this video a thumbs up and share it. My God will bless you. Bye for now. Love you guys.